I was intrigued by your suggestions. I have just a few comments and criticisms. First, your system requires the government to make it illegal for individuals to sell guns to each other. This is not currently illegal in any state. Second, your system requires the government to confiscate or register all undocumented guns in the country. There is currently no law in America that requires all guns to be registered, although newly purchased guns are registered if you buy them from a federally licensed dealer. There is also no reason to believe that the American government could accomplish this task. Canada's gun registry has cost them billions of dollars and has failed to reduce violent crime, or any crime for that matter. You see, I find three things common among all supporters of gun control. First, they do not understand the current laws in the United States. You have proved that you are no exception in this respect. Second, they do not have even a minimal understanding of firearms. And third, they have no knowledge of the history of gun control in this country or any other country. If you had any knowledge of gun control in this country, you would know that Detroit and D.C. have the strictest gun control in the country, and they also consistently top the charts for murder rates. If you had any knowledge of gun control in other countries, you would know that both England and Australia have enacted virtual total gun bans only to see violent crime skyrocket. This may have something to do with the fact that guns are used about 3 times as often by law-abiding citizens to save lives as they are used by criminals to take lives. Accordingly, any disincentive for citizens to buy guns will likely only lead to more violent crime. A third criticism would be that your system fails to account for the porous borders of the United States. Even if you could register all undocumented guns in the country, which you cannot do, you would need to keep more undocumented guns from coming into the country. Literally thousands of tons of illegal narcotics flow easily across the United States border every single year. Whereas drugs can be smelled by dogs, guns are merely machine parts and are thus undetectable. A fourth criticism of your scheme is that it is impossible to insure against the intentional acts of human beings. No insurance company in the world would be interested in your scheme simply because insuring against intentional acts cannot be profitable. Finally, and most importantly, your system neglects the plain and simple fact that criminals do not obey laws. Any law requiring people to get insurance would simply be disregarded by people who don't follow laws. Examples of people who don't follow laws would be murderers, rapists, or armed robbers. Again, here you are not alone, as this is the fundamental flaw of gun control, and why it has not worked in any country in the history of the world. If you are still interested in restricting the civil liberties of law-abiding citizens, go back to the drawing board, and come back when you have something that might actually save lives.